Okay, guys, so we are officially at day 18 for Unit 2 equations, and for our do now today we have 4 questions here. Now, since a couple of you missed the lesson where we talked about how to do numbers 1 and 2, I think it would be great if we would start by solving 3 and 4, and then we'll kind of go backwards and work on 1 and 2 last. So let's go ahead and look at these last 2 questions. Number 3 says negative 3 plus 5 times n minus 2 equals 20. So whenever we're looking at this problem in number 3, what do you guys know about this equation so far? What can you tell by looking at it? Steps wise, what do we need to do?
Change the 3.
Okay, so change the 3. What you mean change the 3? Oh yeah, so we're trying to get rid of this negative 3, right? So we're going to add 3. Perfect. And whatever I do to one side of an equation, to keep it equal, I need to do it to the other. So where else do I need to add a 3?
20.
Under the 20. Now I want to point this out because I had a student in another class really struggle to know where to put the other plus 3. Because they saw the minus 2 and thought, well, I could just put it there, right? Always try to think of that equal sign as the separator between the sides of your equation. This quantity all together, negative 3 plus 5n minus 2, is equal to 20 when we solve for n. So if I added 3 here and then I did it again on the same side, I'm really adding 6. So we want to do plus 3 under the 20, just like you guys said. So what's going to happen to my 3's? They cancel out. Minus 3 plus 3, those become a 0. And we don't want to write 0 plus 5n, so we just cross them off. What's our next step?
20 plus 3.
Yeah, what's 20 plus 3? 23. And then what do we do next? Yeah, we want to bring everything down. I've got my equal sign, and then I've got 5n minus 2 left. Okay, so now we're working with an entirely new equation here. I've got 5 times n minus 2 equals 23. What should I do first? Yeah, we want to still work on our addition and subtraction first. So we want to get rid of that minus 2. How do we do that? Plus 2. I'm going to do plus 2 here. And yes, under the 23 as well, because that's the other side of our equation. All right, what happens next? Cancel our 2's. Yes, add the 2 to the 23. Absolutely, that gives us 25. Equals, and bring the 5n down. Okay, we're left with another entirely new equation. We've got 5 times a number equals 25. How are we going to figure out that number? Yes, we're going to divide by 5 because 5n means 5 times n, and inverse operations tells us to get rid of multiplication, we divide. Okay, now what? Yep, our 5's are going to cancel, leaving us with n by itself equals 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Did everybody get that one? Good. Good, guys. All right, any questions? Why are you laughing, Lisa? Did you not get it?
No, I got it.
Oh, good.
I just made a weird noise.
Oh, you're fine. I love it. Okay, let's look at number 4. Number 4 is pretty simple, but I threw some negatives in just to throw you off. I wanted to see if you guys remember those negative and positive rules. I'm just testing y'all. So I have negative 10 times n equals negative 50. What do I do here?
You would divide.
Yeah, what am I dividing?
Negative 10 on each side.
Yes. If I have a negative number times my variable, To get rid of that, I have to divide by that same negative number. My signs stay on there. So I'm dividing by -10 to make my -10s cancel. And I'm also dividing on the other side of my equation, -50 divided by -10. Okay, what do I do next?
Cross the 10.
Yes, my 10s, my -10s cancel.
Bring the end down.
Yes, let's bring our end down. That means it's by itself. And what is -50 divided by -10?
Regular 5, positive 5.
Yes, +5. Remember guys, a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. Those negatives cancel out. Good job. Any questions about that one?
I forgot about changing that minus to, I just had plain old 5 there.
So is it when you multiply negatives, it keeps the same?
Here, let's review our negative rules real
Well,
quick.
I got it wrong, so I didn't put a negative by the 5. I had the
On
5.
which one? Did you get n equals 5?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
So we had two negatives here,
That's
-50
right.
and -10. They canceled, it gave you a positive. You're good.
Yeah,
Okay, do we want to review some of those negative rules real quick? We can do a quick little recap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about negatives in multiplication and division. They have the same rules. So if I have a negative number and I either multiply it by or divide it by a positive number, so I have different signs here. What is the sign of my answer going to be? Positive or negative? Negative. Very good. So whenever we are multiplying or dividing and our numbers have different signs, so this one's negative, this one's positive, my answer is going to be negative. What if it was the other way around? What if I had a positive number multiplied or divided by a negative number? Let's look at our signs. It's going to be negative because these have different signs. They don't cancel each other out. Anytime you have a negative number, the only way for you to get a positive answer is if there's two negatives, because those two negatives make the positive. So we still have a negative answer here. All right. What if I had a negative number times or divided by another negative number? Yes. So I like to think of these two signs, this minus and this minus, or the two negatives, they like to come together and make a plus. So two negatives make a positive. What about two positives? Like if I did 5 times 2, am I going to get -10 or +10? Positive. There is no negative here, so we don't even need to think about it. This is just like multiplying two regular positive numbers. When you multiply or divide two positives, you also get a positive. So the only way our answer will ever be negative is if you have a positive and a negative together, if the two numbers have different signs. So here we got a +5 because we had two negatives and it made it positive. Sound good, guys? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, now let's go ahead up to numbers 1 and 2 and let's talk about these. First of all, does anyone in here know what we need to do first? The little lines. Tell me about the little lines.
You can either distribute these.
Uh-huh.
and divide.
Yes, we actually have two options here, guys. So let's talk about the first option that might be a little more familiar to you. Whenever we are solving an equation, Normally, we like to do addition and subtraction first, after that, once we finished all the addition and subtraction, then we do the multiplication and division second. But when we have a set of numbers in parentheses and another number outside of it, we know that means that there is distribution involved, which is multiplying. So you would think, oh, well, that means I do it second. Anytime we have distribution, this is going to be the exception. We cannot move that -4 and do a +4 under it until we get rid of the 3. Okay, so here's our first option. We could start by distributing, by multiplying 3 times n and then -3 times 4. So let's work it out this way first. What is 3 times n? 3n. Remember, I just have one n here. And if I take that n 3 times, I'm going to have 3 n's. Then I'm going to bring down my minus sign. And then what is 3 times 4? 12. Good. So I'm done with my parentheses. I did it. Now I have 3n minus 12 equals 36. What would I do next?
Plus 12.
Yes, since we got rid of that distribution, we can go back to our regular problem solving rules. We'll do our addition and subtraction first. So if we have 3 times n minus 12, you are exactly right. We're going to add 12 to cancel that out. And where else are we adding 12? Under 36. Good. So my 12s are going to cancel out. And what is 36 plus 12? 48. All right. And then what do we need to bring down?
3n.
Yes, my 3 times n. And what else? The equal sign. Good. Okay. What is our final step here? Divide. We have 3 times n. To get rid of multiplication, we would divide. So I have a feeling this is going to be a funny decimal. 48 divided by 3. Oh, it is not a decimal. Okay, I need to brush up on my math facts, guys. So we are going to get an answer of n equals 16. Awesome, awesome. Okay. What did you get, Lisa? How'd you do your problem?
You don't want to know.
I do want to know. I bet you there's somebody else, even if they're not in this room, that might have done it the same way.
Look at it, great for you.
Okay, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to look. Okay, let's look at number 2. We have 5 times the quantity n plus 2 equals 75. What do I need to do first?
Oh wait, undo now. You did put 3 in divided by.
I just changed it. It was 2n. That's my fault. All right, what's our first step on number 2?
You're gonna take the arrow, 5 and n,
Uh-huh.
5 times n.
5 times n and 5 times.
Yes, what's 5 times n?
5 n,
5n. What's 5 times 2?
10.
10 equals 75. Okay. What do we do now?
5 divided by. I mean, 10. minus
Yes,
10.
good. Once we've gotten rid of that parentheses, we go back to addition and subtraction first. So minus 10. Where else do I subtract 10?
75.
Uh-huh. Good. Those cancel. Now what?
65 is the answer for it.
You're gonna bring down your 5 n.
Okay, 5 times n equals, you said 65?
5.
Good. All right, now what?
You're gonna divide.
5 divided by.
Yes. Divide by 5 on both sides.
Cancel, bring the n down.
N equals, what is that? 13. Is that what everybody got?
No.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I stopped again.
Oh, okay, well,
It's not working. I know
That's
what I
all
did.
right.
Yeah, I-
Finish it. See if you get the right answer.
Yeah. I
Okay,
didn't go
65
back again.
divided by 5. 13, guys. All right, you tell me if you get that too, Jenny.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to do today. First of all, does anybody want to see the other way of doing the distribution problems, or do we just want to be comfortable with what we know?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Yes.
We'll be fine. Plus, we're running a little low on time today anyway. All right, are you still writing this,
already
Lisa?
stuck in my head this way.
Okay. How about this? I'll rip out my page and I'll give it to you. Here. There you go. All right, so today we are going to write down our topics. And you don't have to write this, I'm just writing it for everybody's sake so you can kind of visually see what we're doing. Thank you. We are going to do a little bit of review on those distribution problems. Although it seems like you guys have them down pretty well. And then, what'd you say? You guys are smart, I agree. And then today we're also going to talk about, I'm going to introduce something. I'm going to introduce one more exception to the rules. One more exception today. I know it. Okay, so here is the second exception. I'm going to slide this up a little bit. So, when one whole side of an equation is divided by a number, it'll look like it's written as a fraction almost, then we get rid of that fraction first. And I'm going to show you what that means and what that looks like. All right, can I move this topics page? All right, so I'm gonna show you like what we just did, that 3 times n minus 4 equals 36. Whenever we did this one, what we can see here is that one whole side of the equation, that n minus 4, is being multiplied by a number. So we had to get rid of that multiplication first by distributing. So get rid of multiplication first by dividing. So we already know how to do this. We did it. Here's what we're introducing today. What if I had an equation that looked like this? What if I had 4 times n plus 2, all of that divided by 3 equals 6? What if I had something like this? The whole side of the equation is divided by 3.
You're still going to do it the same way that you did it last time.
Okay, so what would I be doing here? What do you think? It's okay if you're wrong. You can give me some guesses. I want to hear your thoughts.
I think that you got to put the 3 down where the 6 is,
Yeah?
and then
What operation would we have to do?
yeah, that.
So,
Gotta get rid of that n. I mean, that 4n. I mean, no, never mind.
I know what you're talking about. So here, let me give you a
You
hint.
got to put the 3 down.
Uh-huh.
3 down again. Then you got to.
So what we have here,
I don't know.
what we have here is a division problem. I have 4n plus 2 divided by 3. How do we get rid of division? We multiply. So it looks scary, but it's actually super simple, guys. All we would do to get rid of the 3, I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 3. And guess what? You don't have to do distribution or anything. These 3's cancel. So if I do that to this side, I also have to do that over here. All right. So we got rid of our 3. Now what would we do?
You're going to
Bring it down.
bring down
Or-
the
Yeah, we just bring down what's left, which on this side it's 4 times n plus 2 equals, and then what?
18.
Yeah, 6 times 3 is 18. And this looks like something we've done before, right? Because it is. So let's solve the rest of this one. What do I do first?
Take down 2.
Uh-huh. So if I've got a plus 2,
Divide it
subtract. Good. So I'm doing minus 2.
to 18 minus 2.
18 minus 2 is
16.
16 equals 4 times n. Now what?
Then you divide 4.
Yeah, we're just going to divide to get rid of that multiplication. My 4's cancel. And I get n equals, what's 16 divided by 4?
4.
4. Y'all are so smart. Was that so bad?
Not at all.
Not at all. Come on, guys. That's awesome. Okay, let's do another example like this. What if I had 3n minus 3 divided by 4 equals 7. What would I do first?
Multiply the 4.
Yeah, we want to get rid of this division because if I have all of my equation up here in the numerator of this fraction, that's an old word. You might not have heard it since like 3rd grade. Numerator and denominator. So if we have something we want to mess with in the numerator, we can't do it until this denominator's gone. So to do it, I'm going to do exactly what Geneva said. I'm going to take it times 4. And then I got to do the same thing to this side. What happens next?
You're going to bring down 3n minus 3.
Those 4's cancel, so I've got 3n minus 3.
Multiply 7 by 4. 7 times 4.
And what's that? 28. Now what?
You're going to divide 3n.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You're going to, change the minus.
Yes.
Plus 3.
So I'm going to take a moment to talk about this for a second. This is where I know most of us are going to mess up because we just did a multiplication problem and we're in multiplying mode. So we're going to think, all right, let's do some more.
Yeah.
So this is what gets tricky about these. It's not that it's difficult to figure out what I need to do to get rid of the 4. Sometimes it's just remembering that even though I just multiplied, I do have to go back to addition and subtraction next. So now that we have this equation, we can add 3 to both sides to cancel that out. And then I'm left with 3n on this side equals 28, 29, 30, 31. All right, now what do we do?
You're going to divide
Now we divide.
3 on each side.
And this one is definitely going to be a decimal.
One of them do, yeah.
So let's see.
10.
31.
10.3.
Yeah, 10 point, we'll just say 10.3. So n equals 10.3. Good job, guys. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. Let's do some practice on your own now. So I'm going to give you a couple of problems. I'll give you a couple minutes. And then we'll come back together and see how we did. Okay, you know what I mean, girl. All right, I want you to do four n plus 6 divided by 3 equals 8. 2n minus 5 divided by 5 equals 3. And then I'm going to throw in another one just for fun. Make sure we know how to do the distribution ones. Let's do Let me think about what I want this answer to be. Okay, hopefully those will come out to nice answers. If they are decimals, I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. I'll set a timer and I'm gonna pause our recording. All right, so for number 1, what is our first step?
3 times 3.
Yes, we want to get rid of this divided by 3, so we take the whole thing times 3, and we got to do that to the other side, so we do 8 times 3. Okay, did everyone get this far?
Well, you just got paused.
Oh, I did that maybe. I don't know. All right, what's next?
Bring down the 4n and the plus 6.
Yes, those 3's cancel each other out, so I can bring 4n plus 6 down.
And then the 3 times 8 is 24.
24, good.
Equals
Yes, equals 24. Okay, where do we go from here?
minus 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did.
Equal sign, minus 6 on the side. Yeah.
Good.
Cancels.
So then we bring down that 4n equals 18, and I'm gonna have to move this. I ran out of room. 4n equals 18. Okay, what are we doing from here?
4 divided by n.
Or 4 divided by n, or n divided by 4?
Yeah.
That's okay, that's okay. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cancels out your 4s.
Uh-huh, my 4's
Bring
cancel.
down your n.
Left with n
4
equals,
divided by
let's do 18 divided by 4. Yep, 4.5.
I don't know what I did.
All right, Geneva, talk to me about it.
Oh my God.
Let's go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
What's
so
the
I
first
did
thing? What'd you write?
Okay, 4n plus 6 divided by 3.
Mm-hmm.
I put the 3 down right there, times 3.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how I get equals 8. I don't know what I...
Did you forget to do 8 times 3
Yes,
also?
I did. Yes,
Ah.
I did.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got to
I
keep
sure
it
did.
even. So whatever we do to one
I
side.
got the 8, but after that I put 4n plus 6 equals 8.
Ah, okay. Super common mistake.
Wow.
I do that all the time.
Right. And you know what? I do it
Just
too.
Pace myself down and bring, like I said, bring everything. down.
Yeah.
Keep my mind from getting messed up.
I know it. So it's like we know what we're doing, but sometimes I feel like when we start to get good at stuff, we go a little fast because we're like, we got this. And we skip over the simple things just because we're not thinking about it.
I stepped crossed out, but I don't
Right.
know when I got it up.
That's all right. We just forgot to do times 3. No big deal.
My calculator's broken.
Uh-oh. You need one?
Does it say 18 divided by 4?
What did you get? Did you end up getting 9 over 2?
Yeah.
So what your calculator did is it gave you the simplified fraction. So maybe there's a mode we can put that in so it gives you the decimal instead. But if you put 9 over 2 on like a quiz or something, I would count it right because that's correct. It's just a different version of the answer. So,
Wait a minute, I just lost it, Miss Taylor.
Okay.
How do we get that 8 again?
okay, so
Oh my
we
God.
started with
Okay.
4 times n plus 6 and
Yeah.
all of that divided by 3. So we wanted to get rid of that, so we did times 3. And whatever we do to this side, we have to also do to this side to keep it even.
Okay.
So then we have 4n plus 6 equals 8 times 3 is 24.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'll give you a second to copy that down if you need to. And then we'll look at number 2.
You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Number 2, we have 2 times n minus 5. And all of that is divided by 5. And that's equal to 3. What do we do first?
Times 5.
Yes, we want to get rid of that 5 on the bottom. So we're going to take the whole thing times 5. Where else are we going to multiply by 5?
5 times 3.
Yes. We want to do times 5 under the 3 on the other side of our equal sign.
Cancel.
Yes, my 5's cancel.
Bring down the 2n.
Equals, and then what's 3 times 5? 15. All right. I'm glad at least you're catching it though. Okay, so now that we have 2n minus 5 equals 15, where do we go from here?
Now it's positive 5.
We want to get rid of minus 5, so we're going to add 5. Where else do we need to add 5?
15.
Good. On the other side of the equal sign, under 15.
Cancel our 5.
Cancel our
Bring
5s.
down to equal. 2 and 2.
Good. We got to bring down 2 times n equals
5. 15 plus 5.
15 plus 5 is 20. Good. All right. Now what?
2 divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 divided by 20.
Perfect.
Cancel our 2.
My 2's cancel. I'm left with n equals 20 divided by 2 is 10. Good job, guys. Okay, let's check out number 3 now. Okay, we went back to one of these distribution problems. Just wanted to make sure you remembered. So I have the equation 2 times the entire quantity, 3n minus 4 equals 44. What do I do first?
You're gonna multiply the 2,
Mm-hmm.
the 3n, and the 4.
Yes, so we want to distribute first. What is 2 times 3n?
6n,
6n. I'm going to bring down my minus. 2 times 4?
8,
8. Good. So I have 6n minus 8 equals 44. Now what?
so we're gonna add 8
Uh-huh.
on each side,
Plus 8.
44 plus 8.
And I didn't give you a pretty answer, I don't think, on accident.
No.
6 times n equals 52. Good. And then what?
We're gonna divide 6n over 6.
Good.
Then 52 divided by 6.
All right. What's next?
N equals, I got 8.6666.
I bet it's right. I'll check.
At the end, so I just put 8.67.
All right. So 52 divided by 6 equals, yep, 8.6 repeating. So we can round that up and just say 8.7.
Okay.
If you put 8.67 though, that would still be right. I don't care how you round, as long as I can see that you got about the right answer. What'd you do, Lisa? Take me through each step. Did you do this first to get 6n minus 8
Yeah,
equals 44?
that's what I have.
Okay. Then did you add 8
Yeah,
to both sides?
both sides.
Okay. Were you left with 6 times n equals 52?
Yeah,
Okay. Then did you divide by 6? Did you multiply? That'll do it. We just got to remember our inverse operations. To get rid of multiplication, we divide.
So when you have a
but
big
see,
number
mine
like
does
that,
look weird, because it does a 2, 6, divided by 10.
Let me see.
I'll calculate it.
Okay, so yours is in fraction form. Again, I would count that right because it is the correct
How
answer.
do I
It's just
change it to not fraction?
I do not know. I can try to help you figure that out. But for now, I would just suggest if you want to use a different calculator, I got a whole bin. Yes, Jenny.
okay, so when you have a big number like that, and you have all 6 of them or 7, and then you put the first one and you go to the end and put that odd number there. Or
So-
do you put 8.6, or do you have to put the 8?
Let's talk about rounding.
Okay.
If I want to have just one decimal point, if the number is 5 or bigger, then we round up to the next number. So if this was 8.5 or 5.6, I would put 8.6.
6, okay.
If it was 6.6, I'm going to round this up to 8.7.
So that's why they put the 7 on the other.
Yes.
Make sure I put it right on.
Yes, so they just rounded up
They
here.
just rounded it up.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Okay, guys, it is 8:27 or 10:27. We're 2 minutes past. I'm gonna write your exit ticket down real quick. I apologize. We keep going over, but we needed to check our grades today. So, day 18 exit ticket. I'm going to just give you one problem today because I know we don't have a lot of time. I want you to do 5 times n minus 7. All of that divided by 6 equals 4. That's it. Just one question today, guys. All right, and then I am going to stop this video.